comes a new challenger.
Let's get down with it.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Tries to bait him with the projectile. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Opts for the throw. Steps in for the throw. Player one with the life lead. Takes a trip. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Neither of them willing to back off here. Player two is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Life lead opens up. Good job blocking the jump. Experience it cleans up the round, ending it with a powerful drive impact. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in to start the round. Projectile to try and change the situation. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. This may be it. All right, what's coming up next? Player two needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Are you serious? They had a read on that jump in the whole time? Player one is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Finishes with the throw. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Immediate jumping. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Medium kick. Barely blocks the jump. Oh, the throw connects. That will do some good damage. That's not gonna hit. Jumps in. Connects with the throw. Overhead attack. The jump in is the frozen. A jump. Any throw will whip at that range. Drops him hard. Player one can't let this zip wall flat into the guard break. Player one with the rhythm owning that space. Oh, they switch sides. The Jinrai can read the jumping. What a finish! Player one was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Blocks it. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Gets them with the anti-air. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Counter hit throw there. All right. Neither of them willing to back off. We've reached the midway point of the round, and both fighters are at about even life. And a super activation, looking to score some juicy damage. Takes a trip. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Grabs them. Will they try to finish the round with a drive move? KO! Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. The jump in catches them. Extra spicy, show you the next. Throws them. What's next? Good work staying in throw range there. Zones with a fireball. Jinrai kick for a mix-up. Barely blocks the jump in. Gets out of that jam with a perfect parry. Ooh, they're gonna feel that. Here we go. Gotta be careful. This can lead to some big damage. Jumps up, cross-up attack. Are we gonna see a comeback here? KO! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
You probably could today.
A new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Jump in finds the mark. Player 1 has the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Goes for the command grab. Knockdown. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Not shy with the grab. From up above. What a finish. Great read in the life gauge there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Renverse. The hit throw connects. Oh, whiffs the throw. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Have they noticed the drive gauge gap? Experiencing burnout. Took him to the corner in a flash. Connects with the renverse. Sets up with the jump in. Going in. What? Anti-air. Finishes it with the anti-air. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Sees the overhead coming. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Jumps in. Burnout activates. Player 1 is in burnout state. Swan Lake is on fire now. Look at the damage. Nice knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Oh, here we go. What are they gonna do? Overhead attack. No, this will break them. You need guts to pull that off. Player 2 really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Oh, that's what you get when both sides go in on the throw. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Goes for an overhead. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. With the life gap opening KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? From up above. Hits them with a stop and pop. Doesn't miss a beat. Blocks the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Gets out of there with the back. Still slugging it out at this range. Jumps. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Renverse. The hit throw connects. What'll happen overhead? Excellent block. Just goes for it at this range. And it closes it out. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight? Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? The low kick connects. Gets a chance at that jump. You can open up chances to do big damage by fading something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Opts for the throw. Steps in for the throw. Maintains composure and pushes out at the corner. We've reached the midway point of the round, and both fighters are at about even life. Player 2 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Air slasher! Holds out with the block. Grabs him. All right, what's coming up next? Barely blocks the jump in. Both fighters are barely alive. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. The jump in catches them. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. Player 2 will need to play it conservative. It's a good spot to use the super. Spins it all on the full meter. You know what that means? It's time for the weekend. Player 1 has the deck stacked against them. Can they squeeze out a win here? Their spacing is so on KO. This is the final round. They gotta lay it all on the table right here. It's time for both fighters to lay it all. Connects with the throw. There's an overdrive Hadouken. Player 1 with the lead. Will they go for wall flat into the guard frame? Player 1 slashes them with a check. Betting it all with a drive rush. Player 1 has the super gauge and crowns them from above. Both sides getting ready. The drive impact doesn't work. Block knocks them out of the air. Good decision with that throw. Nope, there's a burnout. What a finish! Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Drive boosted Hadouken. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. Uses a long range attack there to zone them perfectly. The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. Good job here in giving themselves a chance to gain the upper hand. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Gets the jump in. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Rips the slash around. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Drive rush to keep it going. Jump. Burnout activate KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes with the projectile for the opening shot. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Can't take the throw. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Breaks their guard with the throw. Here comes the mix-up. Going wild with the throws in the corner. Hits them with a stop and bop. Max drops him hard. This is gonna hurt. Tries to act quickly, but whiffs the attack. What's next? Oh, the throw connects. Overhead attack. Player 1 all in with the breaks through with the throw. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Tries to make something happen with an overdrive arm. Crowns him from above. Thinking cap overdrive Shoryuken. Deflects it. Forward throw. Laying the pressure on Finn. Wall and lap into the guard frame. Amazing. Player 1, nothing stops this train. Machine gun uppercut. What now? They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? Somehow manages to block the jump in. A real test of nerves. Betting it all on the drive rush. Shakes things up with a fireball. And whiffs. They're wide open. Jump. Oh my god, they just jumped it up. The next touch may decide. Oh my god, what a throw set. Both of them back. Closes in. They didn't take the throw. Player 1 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.
Clutch. I've been watching a little bit of Tekken 8, y'all, man. They playing Tekken 8 already. I'm like, oh my god. So
We're in for something
so
special
soon.
right
I couldn't
here,
get in there
right
though.
now.
Beginning operation.
This will be a good fight. Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Oh, whiffs the drive impact. Everything at drive impact opens a huge window to get punished. Staves off the crosser. Track that jump nicely. The combo's there. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Closes the gap for the grab. Shoots off a fireball up close. Player one chases them down.
That's bullshit.
Absorbs the attack and fires back. Opts for the throw to close it out. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Sees it coming and blocks it out. You can block impacts, so you're gonna lose some drive gauge when you do. Jumps. Shoots off a fireball up, experiencing burnout. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Both fighters planning something? Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Knockdown and there's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Just goes for it at this range. Are they dead off this
That's
super?
bullshit.
It's too close to call.
Locked on.
Couldn't finish them off. Can they still take what a finish?
That's
Player
bullshit.
one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Hits them with a stopping block. Throws them to negate the block. Whiffs the throw. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities.
Right back.
And a super activation, looking to score some juicy damage. Player one will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. Gets the jump in. Both are just hanging on by a thread, but their drive gauges are a different story.
Oh my god.
Jumps up, barely blocks the jump in. Burnout activated. KO. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Nice read with a cannon spike. Player two has a slight life here. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Manages to block the jump in attack. Jump. Going in. Breaks those shins. In with the shot. Throws them. A quick breather. Player corrects them. A real test of nerves here. Break through with the throw.
Get the weak ass out of here.
Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
He didn't want no smoke. He didn't want any smoke.
Here comes a new challenger.
Our
gotta
fighters
get
are
with
pumping
her,
themselves
dog.
up and are raring to go. Who's going to come out on top in this fight? The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Blocks the jump in. The low is denied. The jump in is denied. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. KO. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Waltzes in there and sweeps them off their feet. Still scrapping for control of the stage. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. Breaks the block with a throw. That throw will do some good damage. Big throws. Brushes that off and keeps going. Good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Both fighters planning something? Are we gonna... That's gonna leave them rattled. What'll happen? Turns out. Player one. No! This will break them. That was a high...
Oh, come on.
This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. The last round. It's now or never. The low's blocked. Jump in, tries to act quickly, but whiffs the attack. Handle with care. You can't drop drive impact. Ooh, you fake out the low kick. Good decision with that throw. Hits them with the counter throw. Get ready to be thrown to the sun. Amazing. Blocks the low kick. Connects with the throw. The drive impact doesn't work. Hits that with confidence. Super. That's what we want to see. Noticeable life lead is a low heavy, but no go. Somehow manages to block the jump in. I can't believe it. Turns out, player two can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. They've gotta do better than that. What are they gonna do? Pumps the brakes on the impact. Low heavy out of nowhere. Player one clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Throws them. Overdrive Hadouken. Still very early in the round. They're still feeling each other out. Okay, they trade hits. Waltzes in there and sweeps them off their feet. Player two chases them down. Very solid corner switch. Adds on a bit extra to that to make sure the opponent walks away with a full plate. Takes a trip. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. What'll happen here? There's a wall. The kick hits.
You don't know what to do after that.
Takes around like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Oh, hits him with a stopping power. Fires off the Shiku Hadouken. Now, can they finish the job? Springs forward with a drive rush. The properties that attacks get from a drive rush make them a great tool for creating chances like that. Reads the command grab. Blocks the impact. Throw leaves them wide open. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Barely blocks the jump in. This is a turning point. They gotta turn it around. Manages to block the jump in attack. Finishes with the throw. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Got that win right there. Get that win in. Yes, sir.
Here comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Low heavy. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Well-timed corner switch. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player one is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Were they baiting them into that? Shinku Hadouken! Knocked down. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Closes it with a classic corner throw. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Immediate jump in. Denies the low heavy. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Earlier, we saw a nice comeback with some very tough mental fortitude on display. You know the opponent isn't going to forget that. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's going to blink first? Drive gauge management here is going to be vital. Both fighters will have to decide whether they want to go with an all-out offense powered by their drive or play it safe and conservative. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Shinku Hadouken! Using the super kiddo, they're going for the super arm? This is the time to use fireballs to chip away at an opponent. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Looking to plan him with a pile driver. What's next? There's a drive impact. Flatline zone. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Jump form coming and goes for the forced anti-air. They block the overhead and that attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. The right lead is opening up, but that could still be overcome with smart drive use. Gets the jump in. Life lead opens up. Brushes off the impact. Trying to read each other here? The jump in gets. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Throws them to negate the block. Cross up. Excellent jump in. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Their life is hanging by a solar plexus strike. Jumps, barely blocks the jump in. This is gonna be bad news. Are we gonna see a comeback here? What will they do next? They continue to battle it out in the middle of the stage. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? Jump! All in with a rock, closes it out. Player 2
jab your way on out.
Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
That shit don't happen.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Jumps up. Okay, they trade hits. Who's it gonna be? Player 1 with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over.
I ain't jump over
Lots
there,
of
but
aggression from both sides. What are they thinking here? Throws him down.
oh my god.
Closes the gap for the grab. The jump in is denied. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Projectile to try and change the situation. Reads them. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. The pressure is so intense here. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Time's the only thing moving here. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Holds out with the block. Not shy with the grab. Looking to plant him with a pile driver. Medium kick. Going in. Scrapping it out up close. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Both fighters need to find a way to utilize their drive. Both fighters will have to decide whether they want to go with an all-out offense powered by their drive or play it safe and conservative. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Draw critical. What's gonna happen?
That nigga did his super fast as hell.
No remorse!
Couldn't finish them off. Can they still take the round? Oh my God! What's gonna happen?
Damn, you hitting your shit fast as hell.
Player 2
You-
is
you-
a force to be reckoned
I ain't never seen that. They got a hit stick or something.
Spinning bird kick.
Here comes a new challenger.
And they've gone for the same character. Neither side's gonna want to lose this one. All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checking their opponent. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? What are these fighters thinking now? Who's gonna make a move? That was a solid anti-air. Wow, shut down. Goes for the fireball. Both fighters are looking for a way to fill up their super RP. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. The throw hits, now the fun begins. Was well in range to score the throw. Still slugging it out here. Knockdown. Brings out the super RP. How is this gonna work out for them? Does a good job of pushing back. That last attack took some courage. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Gets the jump in. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Still scrapping for control of the stage. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 will want. Ooh, the opponent thought they had the high hand in that parry, but they're about to get crushed. Timing their parry just as the attack was coming, triggered a perfect parry. Now they have a chance to go on the offensive. Jump? Barely blocks the jump in. What'll happen here? Smart play to stop the opponent. Overhead, but it won't work. Okay, here we go. Not willing to risk it for the overdrive. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. A jump in? Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. They don't have any leeway to make a mistake. Someone's gotta make a move. What now? Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Flatline zone.
Hell no, I'll
Here's
jump.
the final round. The real
Fuck
fight
outta here.
starts now. Open, sets up with the jump in. Attempts to break the stalemate. Solid anti-air. Throws them. That will do some good damage. Oh man, willing to risk it for the overdrive. Player 2 burns out. Okay, here we go. Player 2 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. They're back. No! Stunned off the wall! Throws them. How long can this offensive assault continue? Excellent read. Are we gonna see a comeback here? This is so tense. Low heavy, but no go. Connects with the throw. Drive rush. Doesn't check the throw. Player 1 comes away with the win.
So avoid from. I'ma exit up out of here, y'all, man. This is boy KingisQ. I am out. Peace.